with Christy Lambert. Thanks so much for joining me. This week we are talking about the concept of affordability. And it's so interesting because you oftentimes hear people say, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. And it's such a negative connotation in terms of even looking at the concept of affordability. And this week's question hits that spot on. The question is, there's a class that I really want to sign up for, but I just can't afford it right now, and yet it's really important to me. It's something I think I could really benefit from, and enrollment closes in a week. What should I do? So here is the big picture thing I want you to think about when we talk about affordability. We most often look at it clearly in terms of dollars and cents. And yet affordability is about much more than numbers. Affordability is looking not only at the numbers, but also looking at the value that you can extract from an item. And the truth is, the only reason we ever buy anything is because of how we think it will make us feel. We think by participating in a class, we will feel more confident, we'll have more business knowledge, and so we'll feel smarter, we'll feel more capable. We feel like we'll connect with others and we'll feel more inspired. And so I want you to get really honest about what is the value that you're hoping to extract from the class, and then brainstorm at least 3 to 5 ways that you could achieve that value from another way completely independent of the class. That doesn't mean that you don't sign up from the class. It's just important to start looking about what it is that you're really hoping to get from the class and see if there might be other creative ways to get that same value. The other thing that's important when we're talking about extracting value is being really honest with yourself. Do you have the time, not just the money, do you have the time to consume the maximum value from the experience? And that's true from any item that you're looking to buy. What is the value potential, and what is the value that you realistically in your life are going to extract from that item? The other thing that I think is really important to think about when we look at affordability is the idea that we can almost always choose to afford something if it's really important to us. And I love this work that Martha Beck, one of my mentors, had done with heroin addicts. And through working with heroin addicts, she found that the average heroin addict actually spent $180,000 a year on heroin. That is mind-blowing, right? I mean, that's a lot of money. And these are people that you wouldn't typically think of as having access to $180,000. Now, I don't know exactly how they got that $180,000. They might do it in ways that you would not be comfortable or that I wouldn't recommend doing. But what's important to understand is that if a heroin addict can find a way to access $180,000, there are a lot of ways for you to be able to afford whatever it is that you really want. And so if you are going to choose to afford to participate in this class or choose something else, what might that look like? It might look like selling items on Craigslist. It might look like getting a part-time job. It might look like volunteering to walk your neighbor's dogs for extra money. I mean, there are a lot of different ways that we don't typically think of that we have access to money. And so the truth is, there's probably a reason that you're choosing not to afford the item right now. And that's not good or bad, it's just good for you to know that there might be things that you value more than this class. And that will help give you perspective in terms of making the choice about whether you want to afford the item right now. I can't wait to hear your comments in the comments section below. Take action this week. I want you to think about something you've been telling yourself that you can't afford, and I want you to brainstorm 3 to 5 ways you could afford that item if you chose to, and I also want you to get clear on what the value is that you're hoping to extract from that item. So write down at least 3 to 5 things that you could do to afford the item, and then write down the top 3 feelings that you hope to achieve by buying the item. And that will help give you some clarity around how to best move forward. Again, put your comments in the comments section below and email me your money questions to christy.lambert@areyouthriving.com, and you might just be featured on the next issue of Money Mondays. See you next week. Thanks for joining me. Do you want to improve your relationship with money? Do you want to get to the root cause of why you're spending the way you're spending or why you're earning the amount that you're earning? Visit www.christylambert.com to learn more about money coaching programs that help you connect with yourself and lead you to a life you love.